Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. All right, you guys, I'm trying to get my notes together because I guess I got quite a few little subjects to talk about. So let's just jump right on into it. First of all, this impeachment of y'all stupid ass president. Trump got in his feelings, as he usually does. Started feeling a little threatened about the upcoming elections. We know that Joe Biden is the front runner to win the Democratic ticket. So Trump thought it would be a good idea to call the Ukrainian president and ask him to do him a favor. How about you investigate Joe Biden and his son, who were working on the board. His son was working on some board for some Ukrainian something. I don't know. I didn't get into the particulars of that. But anyway, he asked him to do this investigation because we know that it could possibly change the outcome of who gets this Democratic seat to go against Donald Trump in the 2020 elections. So the Democrats found out about it. There was a whistleblower. He's anonymous or she's anonymous. We don't know who it is. However, the Democrats found out about this phone call that was made numerous times to the Ukrainian president. Let's see what Brahman's name is. Volodymyr Zelensky. Asked him a number of times to look into Biden and his son. And they felt like that is basically a shakedown of a foreign a president of a different country, okay? Even though the Ukrainian president has said that he hasn't felt pressured or he wasn't pushed into doing any investigation, he doesn't want to be involved in American politics. I guess it's a shame that, Donald Trump has yet another time pulled some other country into some bullshit that's going on over here. So now Nancy Pelosi has introduced impeachment, their intentions on asking for this impeachment. And I guess we're just waiting to see what Congress is going to say. Congress still wants to talk to the whistleblower. Depending on what side you're asking, one side says it's very, very damaging, the things that y'all stupid ass president did say on those phone calls. The other side says that there's nothing there, including y'all stupid ass president. I honestly don't know if this impeachment thing will happen. I feel very skeptical about many things when it comes to him because he just gets away with everything. Of course, he's in his feelings now because this is a big deal. He's now telling Twitter and pretty much anybody else that'll listen that he's been treated the worst out of any president of the United States is because we don't like you. We never have. We never will. We didn't like you before you even got in there, so you should have known what was going to happen when you got in here. He acts like he ain't did shit and that we are just all jumping on him and he's this innocent little tyrant, narcissist toddler over there, and that we're picking on him. We'll see what happens with the impeachment. I haven't been following it. I made sure that I read up on it today just so that I can, have something to talk to you guys about. But, we'll see. We'll see. But he definitely is trying to put, a little hitch in the giddy up on Joe Biden and make sure that he does not win because that's probably the only person that he feels could give him a true run for his money from the Democratic pool of people that we got right now. Okay, so that's what's going on there. You guys, let me know if you think that this impeachment thing is gonna happen. Are you guys following it? Is there more to the story that I've left out? If I have, you guys feel free to leave all that in the comments below. All right, rock stars, now next story up. Let's just talk about Nicole Murphy real fast being on Wendy Williams. I don't know why this girl went on this show because we had been pretty much forgot about it. And even if we didn't forget about it, we also didn't put the blame totally on her once we realized that Antoine Fuqua is not just Fuquaing around. Y'all like what I did there? He's not Fuquaing around just with Nicole. He's got two, at least that we know of, two outside babies since he's been with Lela Rashawn. Them kids are under 5 years old, so this is fresh babies, fresh Fuquaing around. Now she goes and rehashes and digs up this shit all over again. Girl, what is wrong with you? So she's on there. Not only does she rehash and bring it all up again, but she lying. And I mean, that's all I can say is that she's lying. You know, when we look at them damn pictures, you was kissing that man, and it was more formal than just a little hello kiss, a friendly hey, how you doing? We just both happen to be in Italy in our bathing suits in this little, you know, real intimate looking setting and all of that. But she tells Wendy Williams that she never put out that statement to Love B. Scott. Well, she didn't say the name. I guess she didn't want to give that person any shine. But we all know that Love B. Scott was the person who actually put out her statement saying that she and Antoine Fuqua is old family friends, that she bumped into him in Italy, and that she kissed him, just a friendly hello kiss. It was nothing more than that. Okay. She sent that to B. Scott, that he ended up posting the text message, the text exchange between the two of them, because he was offering his blog to her to let people know what her side of the story might be once those pictures had surfaced. So she's now telling Wendy Williams that she never put out that statement. Now, granted, it was not a for real statement. You know how when you think of statements, you think of these celebrities have their lawyers put something out, or a PR person or something like that that says something officially, formally. I guess she's saying she didn't say it because it was just a back and forth between her and Love B. Scott, you know, just the two of them talking. She wasn't officially saying anything. So that's why she's saying that. But as far as her saying she's not friends with Antoine Fuqua, you know, or Lela Rochon, I should say, not friends with Lela Rochon, and that she hadn't been hanging over out at their house and things like that, I was like, girl, cut it out. Even Holly Robinson had to go underneath a Shade Room post when they posted her saying that, and put a bunch of the Pinocchio with the long nose, put a bunch of those little emoticons down underneath the in the comment section, because it's just like, girl, now you know all that whole part of Hollywood, and she was part of that group. Okay, because she's Eddie Murphy's wife. So you can't tell me that you didn't run in the same circles as Lela Rochon and you know, all of them in that. So I was just like, yeah, you'd have done better just leaving it alone. But yeah, now she's doing that, and I was just like, that's bullshit. And now she got Love B. Scott all over her. And they, you know, on his blog and just talking about her. Evidently, Eddie Murphy was really pissed that those pictures came out. One, is bad for their name, you know, she's still a Murphy, but two, you got kids out there that are being affected by this, and he was pissed about it, so he wanted her to apologize. So I guess this is where this whole thing came up, you know, with her apologizing, saying that it was wrong. But it's not wrong if you just kiss a family friend, you know? So it's like, which one is it? I mean, you see somebody, you give them a quick peck on the cheek, and you know, hey, it's innocent. But the fact that you apologize, so I was just like, Nicole, girl, you know what, a lie don't care who tell it. That's it. When Wendy Williams was talking to her, I was like, I know Wendy know her ass is lying too. But you know what, if you like it, I love it. If you gonna try to roll with that one, we gonna roll with you with it too. Okay, so that's what she says. She says that she didn't never say that they was family friends. She don't even know them, y'all. And what's the harm in bumping into somebody you know and giving them a quick friendly peck anyway? But she's sorry. Girl, go somewhere. All right, you guys, so Malik Yoba, you know, he was he was doing an interview with The Root. You guys know that's a website, a blog on the internet, a black blog on the internet, I should say. And he was doing an interview with them. It went left real fast. So evidently they had, before the interview took place, they had sat down for some hours, you know, let Malik tell it. It was about 4 hours long, discussing what they were going to talk about in this interview. They're going to talk about policy. They're going to talk about, I guess, his trans attraction. And, you know, pretty much that was it. They did not obviously talk about what they weren't going to talk about. Okay. And I guess because they did not talk about the things that was off limits, and I guess Malik was just going by what they said that they would talk about. And at least this is kind of how I thought maybe it might have went down. When they got into the interview, there were two things that set Malik off. The first question was, how does he feel about these allegations from the underage transsexual or transgender? I don't know. Is it the same thing? Y'all, I don't be wanting to be offending nobody, but y'all know what I'm saying. the underage trans women who were sex workers, him sleeping with them. There's a girl out. I told you guys I don't remember what her name is, but she was saying that when she was 13 and she was 16 years old, she was having sex with Malik Yoba. This was some 10 years ago or something like that. So he asked him that first question. That first question, you could tell that Malik was bothered, but he just said he didn't know what the man was talking about, okay? And that he just was quiet, so that meant he wasn't going to answer it. Second question that really just kind of pushed it right on over is the man asked him how did he feel, how did he want to respond to people in the transgender community saying that he's being opportunistic, and that, you know, all you hear him talk about is the fact that these transgendered women are so beautiful, but he's not willing to do the work to really know what these transgender women go through. I mean, you're just kind of fascinated with you know, the woman's face or their body or how they look, but not all that they go through to become this. So he asking him that question, and yeah, that was enough to set Malik off. And I mean, I guess I get it. You know, he's trying to keep on task and stick to what it is that he wants, you know, his narrative to be out there. But at the same time, you know, with no disrespect to anybody out there, this whole transgender talk is so confusing for so many people, including myself. There's so many things that I don't understand about it, because I just, you know, I'm 48 years old and my mind has been programmed a certain way, and then I've got to learn to reprogram it another kind of way to understand what this community is. So I can, you know, he has to understand that there's so many people out there who don't really understand this whole the whole community, that he's not going to be able to completely control this narrative. It's too big of a story. It has its own legs. It's too controversial. It's too much that we don't know. Okay, so you wanted to be the person to come out and speak out about it, you know, and say that, you know, I honestly thought that he was being, I was one of those ones that sounded like he was being opportunistic. I told you guys that, and many of you guys came in my comments and said, oh no, Roxanne, he's always been, you know, sympathetic to the community. He's always been active in the community. He's always said certain things, you know. So you guys were telling me that, yeah, he's always been that kind of dude, and you know, is just now becoming more known. So then I said, okay, well, you know, if he's genuine, then cool, that's just what he likes, you know. But you can't act a fool when you're trying to get a message out there. I understand that he's probably frustrated and tired, but you the one that brought it up. You the one that put it out there. Like I said, the story is so big and everything, is nothing that you can contain really anymore. And as far as the underage thing, he could have just said it's not true, or I don't want to talk about that, and move on. But the fact that you just blow up like that, okay, you take the attention off of what you are trying to do, and secondly, you look guilty. I didn't think that you know, that didn't help him, if you ask me. And it didn't help the community who are trying to get people to understand how they feel, or, you know, their lives. We can't have him getting mad. I know he's human, but like I said, he had to know that this was going to be something super big, okay? And that there were going to be things, both positive and negative, that's going to come out that was, you know, that he probably don't really want to talk about, but I don't see how he can avoid talking about it, you know? So I was looking at that, I was like, now, Malik, you doing a whole lot, okay? Yes, it is your life, but you put your life out there for everybody, you know. Maybe he was about to be outed, and he just decided to step out there and put it all out there. But now it's all out there. It's all out there. So we just got to deal with it. That's all. That's all. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you guys understand what I'm saying, though? I was wondering when he was going to snap, because this is a lot for one person to really try to have to explain to people who just really don't know what's going on. Like, know the whole ins and outs of how the trans community feels. Okay, so you know, I was looking at it, I was like, I'm gonna believe we're gonna have to sit it back on down. We're gonna have to, you know, get our calm and cool demeanor. If you're gonna be that spokesperson for it, then you're gonna have to get yourself under control. All right, y'all. So now that I done pontificated on that subject, let's move on to the Kardashian Disick Gamble issue. So I know you guys have all seen the clip where Kourtney is telling her family about how Penelope, that's her 6-year-old daughter, is bad, and that she scratched, I guess it slapped the babysitter or something and scratched her face. And she didn't know what to do to discipline her because certain things don't work. She don't care if you don't take, she doesn't care if you take things away from her. You know how it is with your kids. Certain things work and other things don't. So she didn't really know what to do. And Corey Gamble was sitting across from her and was like, I would whoop her ass if she scratched me. Scott was like, what did you say? And he said, I would whoop Penelope's ass if she scratched my face. And Scott was like, you would whip my 6-year-old daughter's ass? No, he didn't say whoop her ass. He said he would beat her ass. And he was like, yes, if she scratched my face, yes, I would beat her ass. Of course, that conversation got heated. Scott is mad at Corey for saying that he would beat his 6-year-old daughter's ass. And Corey is trying to tell him, well, that's exactly the problem. Okay, you guys don't understand the fact that this child needs an ass whoop because she bad. Okay, and when I looked at that clip, I thought to myself, oh, there's a whole lot to unpack here. I'm gonna take a little stab at it, see if we can explain, these things here. First things first, if I got a badass child and they cutting up over at somebody's house, you do not have permission to beat my child's ass. I don't give a fuck if they bad, if they just having a bad day, what? You don't have the permission to beat my child's ass. You know why? Because you're not blood. You're not a blood relative. You're not even married into the fucking family. Okay? You are something that Kris Jenner is doing right now. And granted, they look like they happy and they've been together and their relationship is cool or whatever. But you not whooping my child's ass. You gonna tell me that my child cut up and then you gonna let me handle it. Now, I know there's a problem there because Scott and Kourtney, maybe they don't discipline their child at all, and that's why she is the way that she is. So maybe you telling me you feel like that's not going to bring any kind of, positive results to this, but yet and still, you cannot hit my fucking kids. So that's the first problem. The second issue here is we got to understand that black people and white people, we talk differently, okay? When white folks say, oh, I'm going to spank you, okay? Black people say, I'm gonna beat your ass. All right, when we get home, I'm gonna beat your ass. When they get a little older, I'm gonna fuck you up. That is just kind of what we say. Does that mean that we about to really fuck them up or beat their ass to the, where they got to be going to the hospital and things like that? Most of the times, no. Usually, they're gonna either get a whooping, or many even times when I would say those things, it was just the threat. Some of these kids out here only understand threats. Okay, if you keep on, I'm gonna beat your ass when we get home, when we get in this car, when we get out this room, when we leave this store, whatever it is, I'm gonna beat your ass. Sometimes that's just enough to even get them to get some act right. But yet and still, if you did go through on your promise, most of the times when we say we're gonna beat your ass, it means you're gonna get a whooping. Okay, so black people and white people, we say things differently, but a lot of times we mean the same thing. So that's the second issue that goes on there. The third issue that happens there is, like I just told you guys earlier, there are certain things that work with children and other things that don't. I don't have a problem with children getting spankings or whippings. Okay, I've told you guys many times before. I gave my kids, I didn't give Jada whippings because what worked with Jada was disappointment, was the silent treatment. Okay, that shit don't work with Joe. Joe had to get his ass whooped. It wasn't like I did it all the time, and many times I didn't really like the way I felt afterwards. So I would try to talk to the kids, but sometimes you just gonna get your ass whooped and that's it. If you have a better way that's effective, okay, because that's the thing here. If you have a better way that's effective for your children, when it comes to disciplining them, then I'm all for it. I'm not saying that you just have to be whooping your kids' ass, because some kids don't need that, okay? But I'm all for the discipline, all right? So whatever way you decide to discipline your child is fine, but it has to be the effective way, because there's some kids out there that's really just bad. They just bad. It don't have nothing to do with the reflection of the parenting. You know, you can take these kids to church. You know, you can be there 100% for them. You can give them what they want, you know, and then that might be an issue too. Maybe they're spoiled. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why kids are the way that they are. But I don't want you to get mad at the way that I discipline my kids. And I'm not going to get mad at the way you discipline your kids. I think he got too comfortable in his position in that family for saying it. Now, Chris didn't stop him, because obviously Chris either believed and felt the same way that he did, or just didn't want to get no whole bunch of chatter started up at that table. So she just kind of was like, I'm gonna head out now, you know. But he has to be careful about saying certain things, you know. You're not in that family at all. You're not married in it. You're not blood relative. You can't be whooping on these people kids, okay? So that's it, you guys. But do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, people will say certain things, but that's not really what we mean. So that's why Scott and Courtney really didn't understand where Corey was coming from. Well, probably is the best course of action right now to not even have Penelope around Corey right now. But yeah, it's just a difference in culture. It's just a different way that we speak. Just a different, the way that we raise our own kids. It's just, you know, all of that is just different than what other cultures might be used to, and that's why Black people understand what Scott is saying, Corey is saying, and other cultures may not, okay? But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about that, okay? Would you, now, not saying, listen, take out the part that you guys don't usually like the Kardashians. I'm just talking about in general. Are you going to be okay with your mama's new man whooping your child? I don't give a fuck if the motherfucker been around for 3-4 years or whatever. Would you be okay with him whooping your child or beating his ass? Keep it real with me. Y'all leave them in the comments below. All right, you guys, so last week on Thursday, actually right after I finished doing my video and editing it, then I saw that Kenya Moore had announced that she was getting divorced from her husband of 2 years, Mark Daly. Mark Daly put out a statement saying that he was separating from his wife, but they were going to co-parent their child, Brooklyn, lovingly, okay? And they were both asking for privacy during this moment. You know how that goes, yada, yada, yada. I read that and I was just like, oh, this is going to be bad, okay? Because first of all, you know, there's a lot of people out there who love Kenya to death. There are definitely Kenya stans out there. But as far as every one Kenya stan, there's another hater out there right behind them. Okay, so I was just like, ooh, this is gonna give her haters ammunition, honey. They gonna come after her, because for the ones that really don't like her, you know, they mad that she's coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's like, oh my God, we have to deal with her again. And she was coming back like full-blown housewife, a real housewife, with a baby in tow, okay, to the chagrin of Nene, who didn't want her to come back, and all of that. So it was just like she was sort of like in y'all fucking face. She's coming back, and now she got to deal with this divorce thing. They even say that the two of them had an argument at some fundraiser that he was having for Black Men Lab. He was hosting it, and the Real Housewives of Atlanta cameras were there, and they got into an argument, and people overheard her saying that she would ruin his life, or, you know, talk about him in them streets, or whatever the fuck she said. And supposedly he told Eva's husband that, you know, she's an attention whore, okay? And you know, if I was gonna keep it all the way real with you guys, I mean, I could imagine this same conversation, this very conversation going down with Kenya and her husband, because I won't put it past Kenya if it is indeed true those things happen. But it's still unfortunate, you know, that it would happen in front of the cameras. It's just sort of like, did you guys want everybody to know all of this? I mean, let me tell you, me and my husband have been around each other and been pissed with each other. I mean, ready to just kind of go off on each other, but know how to swallow that shit up when you in public. You can't do that shit at home. So that kind of makes me just be like, now, was this for the cameras or what? But they're saying that, no, this is for real, that, you know, they're going to be getting this divorce. I don't know why the big story is that he was married before. He's like 45, 46 years old. I mean, is that surprising that he's been married before? You know, we already knew that he had kids. I know that I heard him say that he had older kids out there. So is it that much to... I mean, is it that much for us to, you know, not believe that, you know, he wouldn't have been married a long time ago? Now they're, you know, they're making a big deal out of the fact that he was only married for a year or something. You know, sometimes you shouldn't have been getting married to that motherfucking ass in the first place, you know? I know she had to have known that he had been married before. We didn't know that, but, you know, I was just like, that's a nothing story, you know? More stranger of the story, the stranger part of this story is they were just on Tamron Hall and declaring they love, you know, she said this is the love of her life, and, you know, they had the baby, and it was just like, you guys did all of that, and then 2 days later, you know, you saying that you're getting a divorce and because of ongoing allegations or whatever, you know, so... And then now people are even saying that maybe they weren't even married to begin with because they went away, you know, pulled the old Kimora Lee Simmons thing where her and Give Us Free, you know, they had their little interaction, I guess you want to call it, and had some special ceremony, but wasn't married at all. And maybe Kenya and Mark might have been in that same boat, you know, and they just put the pictures out for us to think, like, I don't know. You know, I don't really care, but it's too bad that now, if this really is for real, she's gonna have to contend with all of this. You know, it's so funny when people say, well, all she wanted was that baby anyway, and, you know, she got what she wanted. When people say that, I just be like, that's kind of a weird way to think. Like, don't you think that people, I mean, I guess people do get married just to have, I mean, but you can have a baby without getting married. You know, so I was just like, what does that mean anyway? Oh, well, at least all she wanted was that baby anyway. Ain't nobody tied her up to getting married to nobody, you know, so I was just like, okay, well, whatever. But I guess we are going to, because I know they're still taping for the show, so I guess we're going to see some of this shit play out on the show. Right now, I know they're taping and they're out of the country. Was it Greece or something? It looks like they're, anyway, wherever they are, the cameras are there, and so we will be hearing more and more about this on the show. But yeah, you guys look like old Kenya Moore and Mark Daly, at least for now, are Splitsville. But you know what? Maybe they'll make it back together. Portia and her man, the hot dog king, they did make it back. So, you know, maybe. But we'll see on the show. You guys think that they really are getting a divorce? Were they married anyway? What y'all think? You guys, Amber Guyger, I believe that's her name. This is the police officer who shot Botham Jean, I believe I'm saying his name correctly, in Houston. Remember, she was the one who thought that she was in her apartment. That's what she said, and that he was in there. He came towards her. She shot and killed him. Turns out she was in his apartment. She was a whole level either above or below her actual level for her apartment. And the tragedy was this man was innocently killed in his apartment. Well, they are in court now. They're on day 4, I believe, either day 4. Yeah, I think today is day 4. You know, they're still expected to talk to medical staff, experts, and you know, etc. But they expect the you know, the court case to go on a few more days. I'm not sure if they're going to put her on the stand. I don't believe that they have. But in the court case, they have released the body cam footage. It doesn't, of course, show when she shot him, but it shows right afterwards when the police are rushing in there, trying to give him CPR, putting him on the stretcher. It was a very frantic and chaotic scene. You know, she kept on saying, I thought this was my apartment. I thought this was my apartment. So they did show that in the courtroom. The family had to get up and leave because it was too, I mean, I wouldn't want to see that either. But we'll see what's going to happen. And once they come up with a verdict, I will for sure let you guys know. I know I have a rock star or two who actually knows him and his family personally. So hopefully, you know, prayers up for the family and that they're getting through this case, this court case the best way that they can, and I hope that it all turns out exactly like the results that they would want, that Amber Guyger would be charged for the murder of this man in his own apartment. But I'll let you guys know what happens. All right, you guys, and then lastly, in quickies, they say that Kylie Jenner was admitted into the hospital with flu-like symptoms, severe flu-like symptoms. Supposedly, she was supposed to be on the Emmys, presenting an award with her sister Kendall. You guys, I did not even know the Emmys. I'm telling you, last week I was so off of Instagram that I didn't even know the Emmys were on. I didn't know the red carpet, nothing. I was so unplugged that I love watching the Emmys. That's probably my favorite awards out of the Emmys and the Oscars and the Tonys and things like that. I love watching the Emmys because I watch many of those shows. I was bummed that I missed all things. I ain't know nothing about it. So y'all asked me to talk about it. Congratulations to Billy Porter and I don't know his name because I wasn't going to say this, but I'll put it on the screen. The guy who played the kid in When They See Us, who won. Congratulations to them. But yeah, I don't know what else to say because I didn't see it. Anyway, she was supposed to present an award. She didn't go. She wasn't feeling well. Now she's in the hospital with these symptoms. And so prayers up that the girl, will recover and make it back home to her family soon. Nick Cannon, there was all this talk that he needed to take over Wendy Williams' show when she was out absent. He got one better for you. He got his own talk show coming up in 2020. His production company, Incredible Productions, will be producing it, and I'm not sure what channel it'll be on or whatever, but it's definitely a daytime talk show. And now that Steve Harvey is not even on daytime talk television any longer, Nick Cannon will be holding it down as the only black man talk show host. Daytime talk show hosts are really, there ain't nobody at night either, now that I think about it, out there. So good for Nick Cannon. Congratulations to him. I think that he's a great host, and we've seen him host a whole bunch of things. So this should go well for him too. You guys, what the fuck is wrong with this Britney girl? The one that said that Remy Ma had then busted her in the face and gave her that shiner, that sunny shiner on her eye. I mean, had Remy Ma on house arrest. I mean, she had to wear an ankle monitor and all of this shit, right? Now she's saying Remy Ma was not the person that actually hit her, that Papoose was the person that hit her, and that she has video proof of Papoose hitting her, and that Remy Ma is taking the rap for it. I said, girl, ain't nobody got time to be fucking around with your dumb ass. Now, if you knew it was Papoose from the beginning, why the fuck would you say that it was Remy Ma? I mean, are you trying to protect him? Because why wouldn't you say that from this? That's how we know you lying. I don't know what's going on with that case, because Remy Ma was on the little, it wasn't house arrest because she could go out, but she had the ankle monitor or whatever, and then they removed the monitor, and I ain't heard nothing else about it. Now it's Papoose. Something's wrong with that girl. I mean, what is wrong with her? She ain't never really looked 100% right anyway. I'm gonna leave it at that. Demi Moore, she's out there telling it all in her new book. What is it called? Inside Out, I believe it is. And it's all about her life growing up, her drug addicted mom who would sell her off to men to have sex with, her not having anything, her busting out in Hollywood, being the highest paid actor at one time, her marriages, Bruce Willis, more in particular to Ashton Kutcher, who was considerably younger than her, and the ultimate implosion of that marriage, because I believe of the age difference when it was all said and done. Yeah, she's on the circuit. I've seen her on a lot of things talking. She had an interview with Diane Sawyer, so she's definitely out there telling it. Okay, Ashton Kutcher said that he started to respond with a snarky tweet, and then he looked over at his 2 children and his new wife. Okay, well, it's not new anymore, but he just deleted the tweet. Decided to let it go. Listen, I'm not, shit happens. Not really blaming Ashton Kutcher. I was always wondering how that was going to work eventually. I mean, Demi Moore is a beautiful woman, no matter what age she is. She still looks great. But, a lot of times when there's that big of an age difference and the man still wants to be able to have kids and things like that. If she can't give it to him, then you know that a lot of time causes problems in the marriage. So the book is coming out. Like I said, it's called Inside Out. Will you guys be reading it? They say that Peter Thomas's Sports One Bar and Lounge out there in North Carolina has been shut down because of a tax bill upwards of $270,000 that he owes. The Fed shut the shit down, and it will be shut down, they say, for the next 3 to 6 months, you know, as Peter and his legal team, I guess, try to negotiate with IRS, try to get, you know, these payments together or pay that bill down or whatever. And not surprising at all to me. Peter Thomas, you know, it's so crazy. Peter Thomas has had many successful bar and lounges out here in Atlanta, and now in North Carolina. He knows what to do to get them up and to get them running and to get them successful. And you know, they have the ambiance and they have the, you know, the right people there, and the food is good, and you know, it's usually a good time. This motherfucker just can't, the money, he just can't do it, you guys. What Peter Thomas needs to do now is he needs to be like a manager of like a, you know, a general manager. I don't know if that's the word that I'm looking for, but the one that's over everything of like these huge ass bar and lounges like what they have in Miami, you know, the ones that everybody wants to go to that cost all these hundreds of dollars to get booths there and try to get in. You can't even get in. He needs to be the manager of that, and don't let him fuck with the money. Don't let this nigga fuck with the money. But see, the thing with Peter Thomas is he wants it to be his. And sometimes we just gotta know our role. We just gotta know that, you know, maybe I don't need to be getting no cash. Maybe I just need to run shit. Just tell me what you need and I'm gonna get it up and running for you. And then I'm gonna run it for you. Just don't give him no cash, child, because that Peter Thomas, child, he just can't get right with that money. He just can't get right. So now he is yet another lounge that he's had. And I know of 3. He had Uptown, which was so nice. He had Bar One and now Sports One up there. There's 3, and I heard that he's had many other, you know, business ventures that's fallen through, and mostly because of money. So hopefully he'll be able to get it back up. But for now, you know what, Peter, maybe we just need to try a different avenue. Then they're saying that Erica Mena is floating around that she's pregnant by her fiance, Safari. We haven't heard anything about these two in quite some time, you know, so I guess it's time for them to start getting some attention again. So, yeah, she's supposed to be pregnant. They're saying that, you know, even though she's talking about just having a boob job and everything, they thinking maybe that might just be her trying to throw people off, and is floating around that she did a maternity shoot. So maybe she just doesn't want to make the announcement before she can make the announcement. Okay, she doesn't want the announcement made before she can make it. So maybe that's why she's saying all these things. But anyway, we'll see, child. I guess they are really trying to convince us that they are a real couple. So we'll see. And then lastly, you guys, congratulations are in order for Cassie and Alex Fine. They married yesterday in Malibu, California. I said, okay, Miss Cassie. I mean, when you talk about that shit happening, she broke up with Diddy after being with him for 12 years. Immediately got with Alex Fine, got pregnant, got engaged, got married, now about to have a baby. And did that shit in almost has it been even a year? You know, so I was just like, okay, you know, it does happen. So there's hope out there, ladies and gentlemen, that, you know, no matter what you go through, when you find the right person, you know, it's just the right person. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. That baby is due in August, so, you know, good for them. Congratulations to old Alex and Cassie. Fine. Ooh, fine. Ooh, just fine. Ooh. Should I give y'all the ending? Y'all, okay. Cause homegirl's living her life. Cassie is fine. All right, Roxstars, that's it. I'm going in here, give me something to eat from Chipotle. And then I'm gonna take it on back to work. You guys, we do this every single week. So make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.